Sultai control. People always ask why Sultai, and the answer is, for whatever reason, Sultai, Teamer, these are like the decks in Modern that are just not quite good enough. These are colors that people love being played. When Assassin's Trophy released, we tried a ton of different Sultai-ish decks. We tried shoving blue into green-black rock, but this was the most successful Sultai list in the post-Assassin's Trophy world that we tried. This is a blue-black control deck that's splashing Assassin's Trophy and Pulse of Murasa in the main deck to solve some of the problems that that blue-black control has in Modern. The problem that Assassin's Trophy solves is that this card solves target problem and answers artifacts and enchantments that slip through discard and counterspells. And Pulse of Murasa helps you stabilize your life total against decks that are aggressive. It also lets you rebuy things like Snapcaster Mage, and in our deck that's looking to curve out into Torrential Gearhulk, Pulse of Murasa actually helps us hit our land drops as well by rebuying fetch lands. If you haven't seen this deck before and you want to watch more of it after I'm done today, there's a ton of it on my YouTube channel and my website. Past watching it there. If you're watching this video live on YouTube or archived at some point in the future, be sure to smash that like button, ring that bell, and leave a comment down below. Waiting for our first victim here. Come on, YouTube, and smash. I mean, like, this hand's not amazing, but I think it's in the range of keepable. I'm on the draw, and I have a land and an opt, so let's do it. This is a fan favorite deck list. I think these kind of dirtily control decks are, like, fine in some matchups, but there's always just so many different linear things in Modern that, like, you're never gonna be able to beat all of them. Like, this deck, for instance, is just, like, really rancid against Dredge. Yeah, there's no graveyard hate in my sideboard, because even with a bunch of graveyard hate, you're still not going to win most of the time against the graveyard decks. Just, like, don't bother. Getting me to that next Bix badge. Hope everyone in Hoaglandia has a wonderful holiday season. Thank you for the biddies extra. I appreciate it. What is Dirtle? Dirtle means, like, kind of mopey, like, slow and clunky. You're basically not interacting with your opponent. You're, like, taking time to, like, get set up. Regardless of how good your given deck is in Modern, a lot of the time you're just, like, picking a matchup or subset of matchups that you're just, like, punting and hoping to dodge. And for this archetype, it's definitely the control matchup. Furious Squirrel, thank you for the biddies. Remember, if you're cheering on my channel or any other channel for the next 2 weeks, put hashtag charity in there. Please be aware, if you are new to the channel and you want to suggest cards for a deck, you should please read the stream rules. I know a lot of people click past those. Those will help you not get timed out on this channel by reading those. Rabbits! Of course you can have a timeout. And Aaron, I clicked the button again. Can I get my timeout? Of course. Thanks for the 6-month resub. Welcome back. Thanks for the half a year. Do I want to spot check for company? Probably want to spot check for company here. Pretty much all the decks I play on stream are decks that viewers have submitted. You can find out how to submit your deck to be played on stream on my website there, bit.ly/sellout. They have they have Reflector Mage and Phantasmal Image in their hand. Obstructionist sounds great. Basically just going to be Doomblade here. Just flash it in and block the Spellqueller. Killing the nobles seem valuable since they played the Haunt? Nah, I don't think so. And, like, they just, like, draw a land here like this, and then that doesn't matter. The answer to all of your questions to would I play deck X is submit them using the form on my website, and that's how I tell you whether or not I'll play your deck. I never say yes or no to a given deck just based on telling me the archetype. I need to see all of the cards. Oops, missed the hashtag, but here's the last 500 to put Grishal Brand in again. Thank you, Furious Squirrel. I do appreciate it. Thanks for all the support you've given here. I guess this means this Nimble Obstructionist isn't a Doomblade. Build-arounds are a minimum of a $50 donation, because it usually takes me about an hour or so to put them together. So I'm gonna go ahead and use this Field of Ruinous Mana Fixing here. So their hand is Phantasmal Image plus Reflector Mage. So I'm probably just going to trophy the Spell Queller on my turn. Cast my... especially if I'm going to miss my land drop, I'm going to trophy the Queller on my turn. Nah, I think it's just good magic. Oh, wait. They played the image. This is the image. They have Reflector Mage and then one card I don't know currently. So they could have something like Rattle Chains, I guess. All right, so I drew the land. So the fact that I drew the land means I'm going to play this Overgrown Tomb, and I'm going to pass, and then during their upkeep, I'm going to go ahead and trophy. I'm going to be more picky about Legacy decks, but like stock tier 1 Legacy decks I'd probably take for a base normal donation. Unless there's a huge backlog. The Legacy queue is going to slow faster than the others, because I don't plan to play more than 2 Legacy decks a week. Just because, like, Legacy content doesn't have a high demand, so, like, playing a lot of it doesn't make a lot of sense. Not looking for more cantrips, looking for cards that impact the board here. I have my timeout, please. Definitely Hurly Burly. Oh, that reminds me. I need to respond to your message. Make a note about that. It's been a crazy weekend. Thanks for the 213 sub there. That is a lot of Noble Hierarchs. People asked to get timed out. Well. People asked to get timed out on the stream because it means someone has noticed you. What do we think of that one? Don't spell queller me. Don't spell queller me. All right. Don't collect your company. Sweet. All right, so Lily plus blockers and Cryptic Command should be good here. They're playing a tempo deck that doesn't have access to Lightning Bolt, so we should be en route to stabilization here. We should be en route to stabilization. And I assume this is attacking me. I'd be very surprised if that wasn't. I assume we're going to see them play Reflector Mage here at this point. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. So it is It's exactly Company into Mausoleum Wanderer that beats this, right? It's exactly Company into Mausoleum Wanderer. Company into Selfless Spirit also does it. Bye, friends. All right, sweet. And then these cards should hopefully keep us from dying until Liliana ultimates. Did they only have 3 mana? They tapped... Yeah, you're right. They only had 3. Now, I don't want to do it during my main phase because they could just, like, end-step Spellquiller or Rattle Chains. That would be bad for me. The what is this magic card pause and Consume the Meek is just, like, the best ever. You're just like, yeah, you did. You did, friendo. All right. Welcome to Cryptic Command territory. Enjoy your stay. All right. Alrighty. Oh, alrighty then. I don't know why people play tempo decks without Lightning Bolt in them. And like, I know Bant Spirits is like one of the best performing fair decks recently, but I've always been super underwhelmed by it every time we've played it on stream. And like, I know the results say it's great, but I just don't understand why. Just genuinely don't get it. Can I message you in the Discord about a deck tonight? Yeah, definitely, Nick. Or if you know what you want to play, submit it through the forum, Nick. So there's a checkbox on the forum for tier 3 sub donations. And like alting my Liliana here triggers revolt. Go. That's fucking good. So good. That's so good. Are we done here? What do we got going on? What are we doing? So tier 1 subs can submit decks for a lower price. However, they do not get a free deck submission with it. There physically aren't enough hours in a month for me to give tier 1's deck submissions, unfortunately. I understand why people like the deck. Like is super subjective. I'm talking about why it's good. I don't understand why it's good. And like, it obviously has to be good, right? So like puts up a ton of results, but I just don't understand how. Sure. What do you think of Jeskai control compared to Blue-Eye control? I think all these control decks are kind of medium in Modern. Just like not a huge fan of any of them from a purely competitive sense. I like Jeskai control better on average, I think, because it can be a burn deck when you need it to be. Is the nice upside that it has. So, extra removal spell, extra last hope, damnation, cut 2 logic knots and a cryptic command. Seems fine. Cryptic Command's better than Logic Knot because while this is more efficient, obviously, as a counterspell, Cryptic Command tapping their team and drawing a card is basically like Fog. It's a Dispel matchup. think it's a Dispel matchup. I'm gonna do that. Nah, Gearhulk's great. Gearhulk is quite good. Gearhulk kills the opponent. It's important to be able to end games. Like, obviously, we ulted our Liliana there, so we didn't need Gearhulk to end the game, but the fact that Gearhulk helps us end the game quickly is really important. What are my thoughts on Sultai thing in the ice? I don't know what that is. That's not like a thing, so I don't know what that deck even looks like. So it's hard for me to give my opinion on something when I don't know what cards it plays. We 3-2 and 4-1 with this deck almost every time we play it. Like I said, this to set a bar that's low, this is the best Sultai deck I've played in Modern. Do you ever find a build of spirits that I've enjoyed? I've not. I just like, it's just like this mediocre collection of Magic cards. I'm just like consistently unimpressed by it. Do I keep this? I think that's fine. Yeah, Unmoored Ego is very reasonable in Modern. This is the format that they printed that for. Okay, so they boarded in Rest in Peace, which makes my Pulse of Murasa less good now. We do have 4 trophies in my deck, though, and an Abrupt Decay to kill this. My opponent has kept a hand that doesn't have blue mana on the back of Rest in Peace, so I don't know. Welcome to Modern, I guess. I don't know about you, but I'm feeling 22. What's going on, Erdian? Happy birthday. Ambush Viper, I choose you. I'm probably gonna wait to fetch with this Delta. So ideally, if I draw a trophy, I can trophy that and then pick the fetch land back up later. Yeah, deal. The opponent's playing Bant Spirit that kept a hand post board based purely on this Rest in Peace, it looks like. They mulligan. No, the opponent kept 7 on the play. Good solid decision making. More about card quantity than card quality. Thoughts? I think nothing in Modern is about card quantity. Modern's a format that's brutal and fast, and you often just die before you can do your thing. Having the right cards is almost always more important than having specific cards in Modern. And then having more cards in Modern, sorry. I think Grixis Death Shadow is a great deck in Modern. I think it's incredibly interactive and has some very powerful linear draws. Nimble Obstructionist is a card that can impact the board when you need it to, and it's all. Could you imagine if I had a Stifle Bird here and got to stifle this fetch? All right, so we're gonna Cryptic Command the crap out of whatever this is. Just like take your counter draws when you can get them. I think Amulet's great. I think it's easily the best toolbox deck in Modern. Not that that's a particularly high bar. I don't think you should slow down the format. In fact, my article should be live on Cool Stuff Inc. right now. And I talk explicitly about how Modern's fast and degenerate, and that's fine, and it should stay how it is. So I think I'm going to play a tap land here, and I'm going to hit them with Creeping Tar Pit. And I'm going to leave Snapcaster Mage back to threaten to block this, so that way it encourages them to play a Lord effect out, because if they play a Lord effect, I can untap and Damnation them. Unbanning Stoneforge wouldn't slow down Modern. Is my article live? Should be, I believe. Oh, I need to ping my editor. They forgot the plus here, examining Modern and Standard plus. It's not talking about Standard, it's talking about Standard plus. Hold on one second. Sounds good, Hurley. Standard Plus is what they are referring to the new non-rotating format as, or the new format that's coming to Arena. Yeah, my article talks about why I'm interested in Standard Plus and then speculates on where that format could start and why. Yeah, Extended was a rotating format. We don't have any of the details. I assume it's not going to be a rotating format. Making it a rotating format, I think, would be a monumentally dumb decision for a variety of reasons. Yeah, they said they mentioned it by name in a recent article, Branch. It wasn't the most played extras. It was the deck that had the most top finishes. We remember we don't know the starting distribution for Magic tournaments. That's important to note. The criteria for classifying something as a turn 3 deck was if it literally or figuratively ended the game on turn 3. I think the only deck in my data that didn't literally end the game by turn 3 was Tron. I counted Tron in the list of decks that were turn 3 decks because it figuratively ends the game on turn 3 quite often. Thanks for the great content. Detta Bird, thanks for the 6-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Do I pass here or do I fire up this Creeping Turpit? I think I just pass. Do I... Do I trophy this Aether Vial to make this Damnation better? I think I want to trophy the Aether Vial because it makes the Damnation better. Like, trophying the Rest in Peace makes the Gearhulk better, but I think this is fine. Yeah? Yeah, who's got more creatures now? Who's got more creatures now? Come at me. Come at me, Spirits player. Get him with the onboard trick. Ha-ha! Resolves. Ha! Got him. You like this deck, but not this matchup? I think we've won this matchup almost every time we've played this deck. And that's not to say that it's, like, unlosable, but I feel like we're probably ahead a lot of the time in it. Yeah, Last Hope is very powerful. She's quite fantastic. Well, I mean, to be fair, Bob, part of the appeal of the Spirits deck is supposed to be that it's, like, good in these control style matchups. It's supposed to be a deck that's good against, like, the things that I'm doing here. So this hit turns off their Flooded Strand and their Horizon Canopy, which is great. Go. They need a 3-mana creature here to kill Liliana the Veil, or Liliana the Last Hope. Sorry, not even kill her, just keep her from ulting. we had a really rough Griselbrand League goalie. It was quite rough. No, I don't think Rest in Peace is that good versus us. And honestly, this is one of the hands where Rest in Peace is better than normal against us. Like, I drew Pulse, Snapcaster, and Torrential Gearhulk, and they're still just, like, losing this game by a pretty significant margin. I was in the shower. I think that people reason play Spirit. Is it offer a game similar to humans, but gets to play Rip and Stony? Sure, that makes sense. I'm gonna go ahead and push this off the cliff so Last Hope can just plus on this one. Modern players and oversight boarding. Name a more iconic duo, right? Yeah, and I have, like, I'm pushing the Wanderer off a cliff here because I have a Dispel to protect my Creeping Tar Pit next turn. I just don't want Wanderer to get in the way. So Tar Pit should hopefully be lethal here. All right, sweet. 1-1-0 start here. How we doing, folks? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're at in the world. My name is Jeff Hoagland. I'm a full-time streamer and content producer here on Twitch. I'm here playing Magic 30, 40, 50 hours a week. If you find yourself enjoying my stuff, please consider subscribing to my channel. My subscribers are the people that keep me employed here full-time. I wouldn't be here day in and day out without their support. Past subscribing, there are a bunch of other ways to support my content. For instance, if you're watching this on YouTube in the future, be sure to ring that bell, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment down below. Past doing all that, you can support my stuff by checking out some of my very wonderful sponsors. Harry's Razors would love to help you get that nice, close, clean shave. Using code Jeff Hoagland at bit.ly/Hoogleshave, you can save $5 on your brand new starter kit with them. Mike the Knight, think up the great memes. Thanks for the 15-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Smash that button. Thank you, Kasendrith, for the biddies. Cardsphere.com would love to help you turn your cards into other cards directed to other players. There's no haggling, and they just take 1% fee off the top. InkedGaming.com would love to help you customize your gaming experience using code Jeff12. You can save 12% on custom playmats, mousepads, binders, and bags with them. You can upload your own custom artwork or choose from the wide range of custom artwork that they have on their website, such as my own Hoaglandia branded merchandise. And of course, I'd like to welcome everyone out there to Hoaglandia. You know, there's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch and the internet right now, and I appreciate you choosing to spend part of your day here with us. We wouldn't be here without folks like our wonderful Crowns, Anaronix, Nivik, Justin, Vortex, and all the others out there. Death Shadow, thank you for the 2-month resub. Welcome back. We're 1-0 in our league with this Sultai control deck. If you think this deck is sweet, it is. This is one of the better grindy decks in Modern in my experience from my time playing it. You can find this deck and many other decks on my website, jeffhoagland.com. Sort everything by deck there. You can also find stuff sorted by format for Modern and Standard videos. What is your opinion of Jund? I do not think there is a compelling reason to play red inside of black-green rock. So my preferred discard Tarmogoyf Liliana deck is just straight green-black. Do you ever see Magic becoming a popular game? No, I don't think Magic will ever be like Fortnite or Call of Duty or anything like that. Card games appeal to a very specific subset of people, and they really don't have a lot of reach outside of that. I think with Magic Arena, Magic's audience is going to get much larger, but I don't expect it to ever be as big as those other like first-person shooter games. SCGCon was kind of miserable. Bad weather, bad delays on my flights home, bad beats in the tournament, lots of waiting because paper Magic. Just how it goes sometimes. Turn 1 Kithian. Alacrus, thank you for the 5-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me employed here. Don't tell me to make good decisions, Brad. They played turn 1 Jackal Pup. This Consume the Meek has to be absurd if we make 5 land drops, right? G-Butts, thanks for the 2-1-3 sub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. All right, I bottomed it. I was a good boy, and I bottomed it, okay? We're gonna miss our land drop and die anyways. All right, we got there. We got there, chat. We did it. We did it. We did it. We did it. Hooray! Hey, Fierce Deity, thank you for the brand new Prime support. There's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch. Thanks for supporting mine this month with that. I'm gonna go ahead and fetch Watery Grave here, so that way I can cast Opt. It also gives me blue to cast Logic Knot next turn. Of course you get a free timeout. You get free timeouts as much as you want. We're givers around here. So I have Logic Knot potentially next turn. I also have the option to snap Opt and block. So do I want to play Forest here, or do I want to play my fetch land? I think I'm just going to play Forest and pass. I'm super excited to find out the details on what Arena's competitive circuit is going to look like. Very interested in playing competitive Magic stuff via Arena from my home. All right, I'm gonna try and block here, just like Doomblade the cantrips. Can I get a timeout? Of course, Mean Bean, we got you. You think Blue-White Miracles is good in the format, or do you think it needs to be Jeskai for more removal? I think either of those decks are fine. They had the land, so they could have played that pre-combat to save the Kythian. You get like Hazarded here and Cry. Chandra, also kind of a Cry moment. I cry every time. Ho, baby. What if they plus this Chandra all the way to ultimating and then we stifle it? That would be hot. Speaking of things that are hot. Bilbolo. In some places, 16th anniversary means you can drive a car. What is the Hoaglandia equivalent? Thanks for the 16 months, Bill. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Lost track of time, but as your employer/customer, keep up the great work and remember that 1 + 1 + 1 is 7. Right? Down to 8. The Pulse of Murasa means it's going to be hard for them to burn me out here too, which is great for us. I think I'm pulsing back the Verdant Catacombs here. If they don't play something we need to Logic Knot. The opponent looks to be playing Red-White Legends, which is actually a deck we played on stream a couple of times. And Holy Diva streamed it a little bit as well. Please pass the turn. Please pass the turn. I really don't need a second green at the moment, so I'm going to grab an extra black. Maxing out on blue is generally good because we're a Cryptic Command deck. I legit was scared, was doing things, and I am called on TV. What's going on, Diva? Yeah, Gearhulk's nice. Gearhulk closes games out. Feels pretty good. What are we casting? If they just pass the turn here, I'm gonna snap Pulse of Murasa, pick my 6th land back up. Hopefully they play something we can just Fatal Push. Yeah, I like that. You gonna play 2 things I can Fatal Push? I think I'm supposed to play around Simian Spirit Guide here. I think I'm supposed to play around Simian Spirit Guide. What's going on, Zanman? Hope you're doing well. Insert edgy comment here. Thanks for the 7 months, Twerkin Rogue. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Yeah, I guess I could delve the Delta since I have another one. I don't need 2 lands of it. I want to make sure I left 1 land in my bin, but I could definitely delve the second. Rude. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and Snapcaster Pulse, pick my land up, go to 14. Then I can Brutality this Kythian. It is a little bit spooky, you're not wrong. I'm gonna kill this, drain them. I don't really need a 7th land. And I'll attack this Chandra. So we don't have to worry about it ulting next turn, and I can snap Logic Knot in good conscience. Yeah, that's a good way to put it, Namicho. It's a good way to put it. And, like, now there's really no reason not to slam the Chandra alt, right? Sure. This is fine. Thanks for the great content in the Read We Trust. Thank you for the 7-month reset. I appreciate that. Welcome back. And, like, this is working out fine. So, like, we have other things to do with our mana anyways. So it's, like, really not a big deal. Like, waiting a turn seems fine, because, like, just in case I have it, it's whatever. Maybe they just have the Soul Read. You can never know for sure unless someone's, like, callous enough to, like, tell you. Hopefully we just, like, draw a trophy to punish them. 8 months, I demand attention like an 8-month-old. What's going on, Lapis? Thanks for the 2/3 of a year. Welcome back. Welcome to everybody. Up to almost 900 people for Modern this morning. Those are pretty good numbers for spreadsheets and Modern. That's funny. And like, why concede there, right? So there's like 100% ghosting then? Pretty close to 100, right? Like feels real close. This Last Hope matchup, I mean, I wasn't winning. My opponent conceded because they knew the cards that were in my hand, because they're watching the stream, is what it seems to be the case. I think this is a Disdainful Stroke matchup. They have a lot of like bigger things in their deck, right? Maybe it's not a double stroke matchup. Do I want to cut Brutality? They have probably 4 Kithian, right? And like Brutality kills Kithian and it drains me a little bit. They don't have that many walkers. Like, I have Trophy and Abrupt Decay to a degree for the walkers. I think this is fine. Yeah, I mean, if they know my hand, I did see your sub-gift, Steam Flogger. Yeah, so like ghosting is something that's another reason why I play the friendly leagues, is because a lot of the people that play the friendly leagues are more interested in playing good games of Magic and getting practice playing Magic rather than farming maximum points on Magic Online. So one of the reasons why I stopped doing Legacy was because there were just too many spooky situations where it seemed like people were ghosting. So I'm taking Legacy donation to get decks again, but except for very large donations, all the Legacy decks are going to be played on my YouTube only content, which I will be recording off stream. So if you haven't seen that, I did some YouTube only stuff over the weekend. I uploaded four modern videos that way. And my plan starting next week is to do 4 to 6 YouTube only leagues per week, or YouTube only decks. So when you submit decks using my donation deck form, there's now an option to check whether or not you would prefer your deck to be played online or offline. Yeah, the YouTube only content, like live streaming is great, right? But like the YouTube only content's like a little bit of change of pace, and like variety's the spice of life. Usually they play things like Pia and Kieran Nalar and some other creatures like that, Fierce Deity. I actually don't care about this card rate. I'd rather save my Logic Knot for a bigger spell. Someone gifted them a sub-banner. They didn't sub themselves, to be fair. All right, so do I risk them sticking a 4-drop here? I think so. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and fetch a swamp and play this this Last Hope. With SCG Columbus not being unified, I think it's just gonna work a lot better. I think you're gonna see plenty of teams of people who all 3 players show up playing the same deck, but I think that's fine. Unified Modern is just like narrow Modern in my experience a lot of the time. So I like that bit of it, I think. I like the idea of it being not unified. They have a Bolt here to finish Liliana Last Hope. They have an Isamaru, sure. It's unfortunate. Oh, I guess Cryptic Command's not a terrible draw here, right? Because it lets me tap their team, draw a card. Yeah, you can still watch the stream if you're banned. You just can't type in chat. Yeah, maybe boarding out the Damnation was wrong. I wasn't sure exactly how aggressive their deck was, like how many cheap creatures it had. Which is one of those things, like when you're playing a brew, right? Like your opponent's like likely to not know exactly what you're doing, which gives you an edge. All right, we'll cut Logic Knot. Hey, Death Whale, thank you for the 3-1-3 sub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me employed here. All right, where are these going? Who's going at Liliana? I'm supposed to save her. I should have done this pre-combat. I was supposed to lose sequencing on my part. Do monthly memberships automatically renew? I believe the default for non-Prime subs is they automatically renew. Prime subs you have to manually renew. So, end step, Nimble, untap, use Creeping Tar Pit, kills Chandra, which is nice. That's unfortunate. I'm just going to go ahead and pack this up. I just sideboarded pretty incorrectly. I'm going to go ahead and get some of these counter spells out of my deck and put some sweepers back in. Cold in my basement. I'm gonna find a sweater really quick. There's usually a sweater somewhere in my basement. Let's stand up. I'll get my blood pumping. Warm me up a little bit. Yeah, this is a blue-black control deck with a small green splash. Seeing just doesn't really do anything, right? Welcome to Magic. Enjoy your stay. You can find upcoming deck lists that we're going to be playing in my deck queue on my website. bit.ly/deck queue for short. Yeah, I've had pretty good feedback on the pre-recorded stuff. My plan for the next month is starting next week to do 4 to 6 pre-recorded decks a week and see how the feedback is on them. And if it continues to be positive, that'll just be part of my regular content schedule. And doing some pre-recorded stuff means I'll be able to put out new Magic content 7 days a week, which is great. So you'll have new Hoagland in your... What on God's green earth happened to the top border of this? All right, let's draw a third land here and cast this last hope. That's really unfortunate. Probably dead. Need a land here or we're dead. No justice in the world. Lost to the spooky. What is the... Why would I want to stream a Twitch rerun? I don't understand. Like, what's the point of... Like, when I just, like, can put it on my YouTube channel and, like, people can watch it at their leisure? It just feels like I would, like, if someone told me they were, like, doing it on Twitch and I could also just go watch it on their YouTube channel, I feel like I would never have a reason to go watch it on Twitch instead. But maybe there's something I'm missing. Does anybody know? I'd have to look up if playing videos on Twitch... So, like, does it impact my average viewer count, though, Brad? Because if it impacts my average viewer count, that negatively impacts me for getting advertisers. Twizzle, thanks for the brand new Prime support. I appreciate that. Yeah, there's that, too, Bob. I also do that. People unfollow channels that often do reruns and videos. Yay, magic! Alright, seems pretty good. I would love a third land, thank you for asking. Do y'all remember when we were barbarians and you didn't get to scry after you mulliganed? That was the worst. I should technically wait to do this until after they resolve their thing, whatever. I didn't know Twitch magic was a thing until I saw your YouTube. That's fair. I think there's a lot of people that don't realize magic's a thing on Twitch. Do you remember all the people losing their minds about how combo decks were going to get way better because of the scry roll? I need a land here, but Cryptic Command's one of our better cards in a matchup like this, so I'm gonna go ahead and keep it. Delver benefits the most from the new scry roll. Whew! Yeah, it's a shame that Delver took over Modern with the scry roll. Just the worst. These are the same people who, like, told us that they told us that Jace and Bloodbraid were gonna ruin Modern, and they tell us that Stoneforge Mystic is too good for Modern. Just like constant nonsense. Why is Delver good in Legacy and Pauper but not Modern? Ponder, Preordained, Brainstorm. Hey, Osberg, thanks for the brand new Twitch Prime support. Welcome, welcome. I appreciate that. Thanks for keeping me employed here. I would love a discard spell. Days, Wasteland. Yep, those are true too. This gives my opponent a free window to stick Jace the Mind Sculptor, I guess. No Jace. Got it. Sweet. Are we upkeep pathing my Snapcaster Mage? Please do. There's a good chance we don't have the threat density game one in a matchup like this to kill them. Although I guess the Nimble Obstructionist probably goes a long way. After seeing your videos with Ross the other day, does he have any plans to start streaming? Yeah, I think Ross said he's gonna work on doing some Twitch stuff after the first of the year. He's got a lot of stuff coming up. Most of us have a lot of stuff coming up with the holidays. My schedule is going to be a little bit different during the holidays too. I think I have it updated on my website through the end of the year. And doing some pre-recorded stuff will give me some flexibility there as well, which is nice. I think I just let this happen because I can Fatal Push it later. I don't want to Cryptic Command this because if they untap and play Teferi, I just like hate myself. Ross is a very sharp individual. He's very good at Magic the Gathering for a reason. Has a lot of tournament finishes for a reason. He's pretty good at articulating himself as well. That's the big thing about streaming, right? It's like content in general for Magic. It's not just about being good at Magic. It's about being able to relay what you're doing and why you're doing it. Like I have no illusions, right? Like I'm not like LSV or John Finkel. I'm like a solid B, maybe a B plus when it comes to playing Magic, but when it comes to being able to relay what I'm doing and why I'm doing it, that's one of the real strengths that I have as a content producer. I'm very good at being able to talk about what I'm doing. Ross Merriam. So I crashed at Ross Merriam's house Monday evening. So he was on stream for the what's it called video that we did. Oh, this feels bad because now they're going to have like a mana leak or a negate to counter my Cryptic. No, I'm really bad at trivia. Ross basically single-handedly won trivia for us. Yeah, we're about to get dumpstered here. And this is one of the things that makes Sultai, I think, come up a bit short in this format, is that we have this deck struggles with decks that get under it, and it has a hard time with decks like Blue-White Control that go over the top of it. So, like, you're really only fantastic against things that are right in the middle. I'm gonna pass the turn here and run to the restroom. I'll be right back. All right, did we get Teferi? Wow, we didn't get Teferi. That's good for us. And I cast this, get Cryptic Commanded, see what we're doing. Hey, Green Apples, thank you for the 11-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. It's like 7 years and manually tapped lands in Arena. Well, their hand is really bad here, huh? Their hand is like incredibly bad. Mods, anybody who posts about Ross being on Jeopardy after me saying this, time them out. You've been warned. Well, this is good for us. Their hand is really bad, and they needed to plus to like... Oh, I guess they have Path to Exile. I'm kind of surprised they didn't Brainstorm. This is an upside that we have in this matchup, is being able to just do that, which is nice. There are 2 copies of Damnation in my deck, and they are now both in my hand. At least they have a Terminus, I guess. Yep. I don't care who started it. Don't make me turn this car around. I'm finishing it. Okay? Okay, children? Behave. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and return this to their hand and draw a card. You want to do this before they declare their attack, so that way if they have a counter spell that they need to use to protect their thing, they have to tap it. Or it won't be attacking if they have to tap their thing. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that right on time Field of Ruin. God bless. Just gonna go ahead and pop this off. Yeah, my loss in the Invitational was on camera. I mulliganed to 5 and didn't play a land on 1, and then my opponent had Grafdigger's Cage into Kalitas, and I drew 2 Collected Companies. Just like how Magic goes sometimes. We lose this long game? I don't know, I'm gonna time you out. Don't make me tell you things. If you want to say we lose this long game, say we lose this long game because, and then explain yourself. Engage in a conversation. Yeah, we can pulse back the field for the next Colonnade 2. I'm holding. I didn't play a land on turn 1 because I mulliganed to 5 on the draw and kept a hand without lands in it. So this is the reason to hold Pulse of Murasa, is now if they counter our Gearhulk, I can pick my Gearhulk back up. No, I was only on stream for my 1 Modern match. You like snap Cryptic Command and cry silently. What's going on, Bob? Thanks for the 10 months. Welcome back. There is a deck list on your screen. Alternatively, you can type !deck in chat to get a link to the deck list directly. We try to stay organized around here so folks that want access to information can have it. I'm going to concede if this gets countered. Life's too short. It's ugly and you have to click on your lands. What are you doing with your life, Hogland? What are we doing and why are we doing it? Seems fine. I probably don't need this decay. What is Pulse in the 75-4? Pulse of Murasa solves problems that blue-black control has. So blue-black control needs to hit land drops, so it gives you extra land drops in conjunction with fetch lands. Pulse of Murasa gives you additional threat density when you have creatures in the graveyard and need threats. Pulse of Murasa also buffers your health total against the variety of aggressive decks that exist in Modern. So it shores up issues that your deck has. Thanks, Brando. I might have already retweeted your tweet. Do you have a Dimir control list on your website? Not for Modern. I don't. This deck is basically close to playable blue-black control. Blue-black control in Modern lacks the tools to be competitive, and you either need Lightning Bolts to be Grixis so you can be aggressive occasionally, or you need a flexible card like Assassin's Trophy to be able to solve problems. I mean, there's not really any trying, Mr. Manad. We've played this deck 3 or 4 times now, and we 3-2 and 4-1 with it most of the time. This is just like a deck that we play on stream. Is there an argument to be made for when holding Gearhulk for when your opponent taps low? When do you expect them to tap low? My opponent had 10 lands in play. They literally Cryptic did one of my spells, negated another, and then cast another Cryptic Command. When are they ever going to tap low? What does the situation look like? Is blue-black fairies the closest thing to Grixis control that we have? I don't know what you mean. How is that close to Grixis control? In what manner is that close to Grixis control? Dimir control. Kind of. Like, the reason why fairies is playable is because it's a deck that can be aggressive. Like, it's not really a control deck. It's a tempo deck that can be aggressive and apply pressure. Pathing me, sure. Deal. In your new studio, have you thought about setting up your stream to do consoles/tablets as well? Why? I don't see why I would ever need to do that, Brad. I don't ever think I'm gonna branch out into real video games. Changing games on Twitch is basically impossible. So just like, don't really have a desire to, man, punish for not fetching an advanced hunt, because I wanted to get that breeding pool. I don't have any intentions of streaming real video games. All right, let's cast the Mind Sculptor with a counterspell up here. We'll get double countered and be sad. So I'm gonna cast this Jace. I'm gonna counter their counter. They're gonna counter my counter. They're gonna untap and play Teferi, and I'm gonna concede. Just so everybody understands what's about to happen. That's the sequence that is about to occur. They're gonna counter. I'm gonna. Oh, they just have a Cryptic Command. That's exciting. That's exciting. We get to sculpt their minds, chat. We get to sculpt their minds. Yeah, Christy and I have an offer pending on a house currently. We got to get through inspections and all that jazz, but if things go well, we will be moved at some point after January 1st. Disco Ghost, thank you for the brand new tier 1 sub. Welcome. Thanks for keeping me employed this month with that. Sure. Yeah, Gearhulk's great. It's a way that actually lets you close the game out, which is nice. So I know there's a breeding pool on top of my deck, but I want to use this fetch land after I brainstorm here. So we'll throw these two back. We'll play the Polluted Delta. And then I guess I'm just going to start ticking the Liliana on the last hope up here too. We're staying in the same area where I've been for a while. Long-time YouTube watcher. Well, thanks for the support. I appreciate it. Those subs help keep me making YouTube and Twitch content. Yeah, Magic's just a game that like basically doesn't get old. Like I often say, like Magic isn't a game; it's a game engine. So it's very possible to like, you know, do Magic for a long time or forever even. Am I going to try and become one of the 32? The 32 players have already been selected. The 32 players already know who they are for next year. The 32 players that are going to have contracts from Wizards of the Coast. I am not one of the 32 players that's going to have contracts from Wizards. That's going to have a contract from WotC. I also like don't really need a contract from them, right? Like this already pays my bills. This has been my job since, you know, March. Like y'all are my contract. This stream is sponsored by viewers like you all. They haven't said what the qualifications are, Ribson. I would assume it has something to do with pro status from the previous year, but they haven't announced publicly what the details on that are. I actually want to crack this fetch land here because there's 2 lands I don't want to draw on top of my deck. Is blue-black control unplayable in Modern? I think so. The deck just doesn't... Blue-black control lacks both answers and pressure, and you need one of the two. You either need really flexible, powerful answers, or you need really good pressure. You can't not have both. Here's a little insight into how much Wizards of the Coast love me. I put in an application to be one of their arena content creators that like gets in on early releases and stuff 2 months ago and didn't hear a response. So I'm assuming they just like saw my application and then laughed and then threw it in the garbage can. So the chances of me being one of those is 0%. What's the most fun deck I've played in Modern of the late? Green Black Elves. Green Black Elves is my favorite deck in Modern at the moment. That's why I played that at the Invitational. I didn't play Collective Brutality that turn because I felt like I was going to have enough, I felt like I was going to have enough mana to use my counter spells, and I did, so. Celestial Purge, woof. Woof. Well, that's annoying. They have no cards in hand, though. So I'm going to go ahead and pulse back this Field of Ruin. So we're at 15. So I need to get through this second colonnade here. I lost the match where I didn't play Magic. That's how Magic goes. I lost a match where I mulliganed to 5 and didn't have a land to play on 1. And then they had a bunch of sideboard cards post-board. Now, I'd be pretty surprised if the Pro League was all focused in one city. I assume it's going to be players from all over the world. I think I just fire up and race here, right? Six months already gone by quick, but my sub points towards dealer choice. Narek, thank you very much for the half a year support, and I really appreciate that tier 2 level. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me employed here. Bert and Sheeny will be less successful on Arena. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. All right, so they're holding back. They're holding back their stuff. I was thinking about playing Sultai Death Shadow. I think Sultai is worse than Grixis on average. And if you want a tutor effect like Traverse the Elven Wall, you should just play Mausoleum Secrets. I'll never have an event in Arena, so I don't need to worry about thinking about things like that. That's pretty good. This is my Gearhulk. My Gearhulk's going to flash back my Pulse of Murasa, which is going to buy back my Field of Ruin. Those fields were really good. All right, game 3. Am I happy with how I sideboarded? I think so. I think this seems reasonable. Yeah, Pulse of Murasa is just really flexible. Just really flexible. Definitely worth its slot. My Snapcaster was a teensy bit larger than theirs. You are not wrong. Watch them board in like Rest in Peace this game because I have Fatcaster Mage and Pulse of Murasa. Yeah, the Neo bars are really good. They're honestly the best protein bar I've ever had. When they approached me, I was like, yep, send me some product and we'll see. And then they sent it to me. I was like, these are great. Actually, they sent me a box to eat on stream. And I might have eaten most of the box over the weekend at SCGCon, but they're supposed to be sending me more, so it'll be okay. Gelatin is animal byproduct. It's technically not meat. I don't know. There's probably different people with different technicalities. I don't eat things that I don't like the taste of, and I eat things that I do like the taste of. So I don't like chicken and beef and pork and the flavor of those things, so that's why I don't eat them. However, I like the taste of these protein bars and different things like that, so they're great. Don't mean to be preachy. A lot of people have like these real like ethical reasons to be a vegetarian. I don't really care. Like this idea that like me not eating meat is gonna save a bunch of animals is nonsense. They're gonna like make the same amount of meat regardless. I just eat things that I like and don't eat things that I don't like. It's a really good system. Kind of unfortunate here that I didn't get my second blue source because now they're gonna draw step click me and I could have countered it. They're not draw step clicking me. God bless. You're fine, Justin. The bars are these Neo bars, N-E-O-H. You can type !Neo in chat to get a link to the Amazon thing, and my code Hoagland gets you 10% off your orders there. Baja mac and cheese is also great. Avocados. The same argument people use to not vote, and that's the shitty argument. That's not true, look, no numbers. That's just complete. In fact, I'm just telling you to go away. It's completely different. We literally had elections decided by single digits worth of votes in the last election cycle. How do I let them know you sent me? You have to use the code to let them know. Politics is life. Life is depressing sometimes, unfortunately. Insect meat, the protein of the future. My local city council race was won by 6 votes. Yeah, there were a lot of them that were very, very close. You're not wrong, Socio Penguin. So they have this click they just haven't played out yet. They're still 2 cards away from this search flipping. It's a decent time for us to cryptic because I can counter a counter here. Need them to not have another Dispel, so I don't know any of the cards in their hand at the moment. Do you think the Abzan Devoted Company deck is the best Court of Calling deck? Some Devoted Company deck probably is. I don't know if it's specifically that one or not. I have plenty of black mana, so I'm just gonna grab another blue source, another green source here. I'll leave a fetch land in the bin in case I want to get it back later with a Pulse of Murasa. I mean, Assassin's Trophy still kills a flip search for Azcanta, so it's like not a big deal. They get an activation out of it, but like that's fine. I definitely like want to get my card off the what's it called? Fine, here's the answer, because people always ask me what my arena event would be. My arena event would be, there would just be a list of 50 terrible constructed decks, and you don't get to pick which one you play. And when you enter the event, you get assigned one at random. That sounds like a blast. Welcome to Hoagland's Everybody Gets a Meme event. Yeah, that sounds like a good way to put it. All right, so they had Path to Exile in their deck last game, so I'm assuming this Tar Pit's about to get pathed. And if they path the Tar Pit, I might trophy the Jace. Oh, they have Purge, sure. We saw that one last game too. This sucks that I'm like leaving them with the Azcanta, but like I can't leave them with Azcanta and Jace. And like we're up a bunch of cards on them here, but just like I have a bunch of lands because we're playing Magic, so just how it goes sometimes. Yep. Here we go again. Yay, magic! Yay, magic! Opponent untaps and draws a Planeswalker. We draw another land in our hand full of mono land. Yeah, that's just how it goes. Them's the beats. Do-do-do-do. No search for Azcanta seems a bit weird. So like none of our threats are non-creature spells, so like search for Azcanta would only find us answers in this deck, and this deck already has an incredible amount of clunky cards in it that don't really impact the board, so like, or don't impact the board till late, so playing another card that does that is like, there's only so much room in Modern in this format that's really brutal to play cards that don't impact the board quickly. Thoughts on this one so far? We've played this deck a bunch in the past before, Larry. This is the best Sultai deck I've played in Modern for sure. It's like blue-black control, splashing trophy for answers. It's like consistently very reasonable. Like never ever going to be tier 1, but like it has the tools and enough matchups to like be competitive. If you've been in search of a Sultai deck in Modern, this is definitely the one I would recommend. You can find lots of videos with it on my website and my YouTube channel. In order to be tier 1, this deck would need a card printed that says 1 black, 1 blue, 1 green, win the game. That's what it would be. What separates it from a tier 1 deck like blue-white control, for example? Hot take, blue-white control isn't good, and the only reason it puts up results consistently is because good players show up and beat people who are worse than them. And no, I don't have any data to validate those feelings because this is Magic the Gathering and data is evil. So you can't disprove my statement and I can't disprove yours. Let's shout and bang on our chests, chat. Everybody has feelings. Please crack a fetch land or your Sakura Tribe Elder. What's going on, little Bappy? It's honestly the worst part about dealing with Magic stuff. Whenever we talk about things like that, like Magic's a game that has so much variance in it that it literally doesn't matter how much experience and results and history and practice that you have. There's always someone out there somewhere that's going to tell you you're wrong, or your feelings don't matter, or they know better than you, or you're just lucky and that's why you have results. And without good, clean, objective data, all we can do is sit there and scream at each other in a very not meaningful way. Cryptic Command was a very good draw here. This deck has plenty of 2-for-1s in it, Remembrance. We have 4 Snapcaster Mages, 2 Torrential Gearhulks, and 4 Cryptic Commands. That's 10 quality 2-for-1s. Liliana the Last Hope also often acts as a 2-for-1. Yeah, but Artifact's just a bad game, though. Just, like, really clunky and awkward. The secondary market sucks. It's not well balanced. Like, it's unwatchable from a content perspective. Just, like... Listen, I tried really hard to give Artifact a chance. I've played probably a dozen more hours of Artifact than I probably would have for any other game. I think if any company other than Valve tried to release Artifact, people would be like, is this a joke? Like, if it didn't have the Steam logo stamped on it, people would not take it remotely seriously. I've realized Panza is essentially a bad version of Trud. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. The core game engine for Artifact seems fine, I guess, but the secondary market sucks and this initial set doesn't feel great to play constructed with. That's my constructive and specific feedback on what I dislike about Artifact. Yeet, back at it again. Thank you, Zekin, for the 2 months. Welcome back. MTG Top 8 doesn't tell you how good a deck is. In order to know how good a Magic deck actually is, you need to have access to something called the conversion rate. If there's 2 copies of Blue-White Control in a top 8, but half the people in the room were playing Blue-White Control actually had a bad weekend, even though it was 25% of the top 8. And, like, obviously that's an extreme example. I don't expect half the room to be playing Blue-White Control. But, for example, if 10% of the room is playing Blue-White Control, and it puts 1 copy into the top 8, that doesn't mean that deck is good. That means it performed as expected. Please cast Scape Shift and let me trophy you. Well, I guess trophying them doesn't do it, right? Because if I trophy this Prismatic Omen, they will, they'll get a 7th land and kill me. I think Artifact has a lot of potential in the future, but as it is right now, it's really just not gonna appeal to a lot of people, and that includes myself. If you like Artifact for what it is right now, go, like it, play it. It's like what we talk about in Magic all the time, right? Like, not every format in Magic is for every player. Not every video game is for every player. It's okay to like things that I dislike and vice versa. Red Dolph, thanks for the 4 months. Stayed for the timeout, welcome back. If I'm being completely honest, the only thing I was interested in Artifact for was a potential competitive outlet. And with Wizards of the Coast actually moving in to support Magic Arena with big cash tournaments, it's basically killed any interest I potentially could have had in Artifact. They are not uploading all the decks from MTGO, for example. No. In fact, the data that we get from MTGO is made artificially diverse. They take the data that they have and they make it artificially diverse to make the formats look more healthy than they potentially are. You cannot trophy your own Magic the Gathering cards. That is not the rules text on Assassin's Trophy. People shouldn't feel attacked. You are correct. However, we're living in 2018 and people do feel attacked when I tell them I don't like something that they like. So I feel the need to put that quantifier there so I don't get flamed by people later on. And like, I'm still gonna get flamed by people later on. I'm sure someone's gonna clip me saying Artifact sucks and like post it everywhere. But like, as it is right now, it's just not something I'm interested in. All right, if we can dodge, if we can avoid dying next turn and like get to this Gearhulk on time, we could potentially win this game still. So I'm gonna go ahead and Brutality with Duress plus Drain here. Maybe I should do this post-combat. They're only if they have a Lightning Bolt. Oh sweet, they have Scape Shift, Farseek. So I need to not get killed next turn, and then if I draw a land, I have Gearhulk Cryptic up. Hey Ryano, thanks for the 3-month resub there. I appreciate that. Thanks for the quarter of a year. Crapping on things in this chat without explaining why you're crapping on them isn't helpful or constructive or specific, and we'll get you timed out for 10 minutes. Hey, Bunjongo, thank you for the brand new Prime support. Welcome, welcome. I appreciate that. That's unfortunate. Hey, remember that time? Remember that time we were like, we need to fade a thing for a turn, and then they drew the thing? So what's the plan, Stan? How do I win this game? So they're getting double Valakut here. If I don't kill the Prismatic Omen, I die, right? Because double Valakut deals... I guess I actually don't die, huh? I think I just trophy the Prismatic Omen here. I think I trophy the Prismatic Omen here. Trophying the Prismatic Omen means I take minimal damage this turn. And then I like can untap and Gearhulk trophy the Primeval Titan. But then I guess the Valakuts are gonna kill my thing. I don't know. I think we're just dead here. We needed to fade. We needed to fade a live draw this turn. Hey, thanks Hangman for the support. I'm gonna be doing more YouTube only stuff, so thanks for letting me know that you enjoy it. I can't do that, Brad, because they'll just get a basic mountain, and then these will still trigger. So they'll get a basic mountain off the trophy, and then they have 4, 5, 6 mountains. Jeff is more successful when bearded at large events. What's going on, JMP? Thank you for the 16 months. JMP, I am actually going to be taking Legacy deck donations again for some offline content. So you've been a big supporter of my Legacy stuff in the past. So if you want to, those will go through the submission form as always with all the other stuff. So if you want to submit things through there, you are welcome to. You like bounce draw before they attack. Don't bounce the Primeval Titan and give them another trigger. Oh, were they tapped out? They had 4 tapped. Could they? I guess I didn't count the Summoner's Pact. They couldn't have recast, you're right. I should have bounced it, because then I could have Gearhulk crypted it on the way back down instead of giving them out in here. I'm probably still dead here, because, like, they have 2 Valakut, so they're gonna get to, like, just kill me very quickly. In fact, if they have a way to get a mountain in their hand, which they likely do here, this gets a mountain, this gets a mountain, they just need 1 more to kill me. Chat, there is literally a Sakura Tribelder that can kill my Torrential Gearhulk sitting in play. All right, we're dead. Got it. I can trophy the Valakut, but then the Primeval Titan attacks and gets more Valakuts, chat. That's how Magic the Gathering works. What about flashback, cryptic, tap, and bounce Valakut? They sack Sakura Tribelder in response to the Cryptic Command. Would I be willing to take donations for vintage content too? So the last time I tried to do vintage content, I sat in the queue for 12 minutes. And then we went and played something else. But I guess if I'm playing offline, I could just record while I'm doing something else and just pause my something else in between. Yeah, for bigger donations, I'd do vintage. I don't know that I'm willing to do vintage for 10 bucks, but for like 25 to 50, probably. If it's something really sweet, maybe. Doing it offline gives me a lot of flexibility. This is match 4, I think. We're 1 and 2. Yeah, it's match 4 and we're 1 and 2. Fun fact, Valakut isn't legendary because when they printed Valakut, the legendary rule was my legendary kills your legendary. And they didn't want people to stone rain each other when they both played Valakut. No, decks that are listed in my stream title are ones that we still have yet to play today. So when we finish playing a deck, I take it out of my stream title. That sounds miserable, Hutterho. I'm gonna cast this now in case we find Creeping Tar Pit. I just want to make sure I can cast this Unmoored Ego next turn. Or give myself the best possible chance to cast Unmoored Ego next turn. Because I've looked at 4 extra cards this game, which means we're definitely gonna miss our 3rd land drop, right? Someone just thought erasured my Nullhide Ferox and I had to tell someone. That's great. Yeah, magic! Yeah, magic! Magic's great! Yeah! We have 25 lands in our deck, right? Pretty sure it's 25. Yeah, 25. God bless. that was, I have to laugh about this because the alternative to laughing about this is crying. And we don't want to cry on stream. Save the emotional breakdowns for the off-stream moments. Night Sleaze, thank you for the 3-month resub. I appreciate the quarter of a year. Welcome back. All right, I'm done. Bum, 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 bum. Well, chat, that's the first league we failed to cash with Sultai control. Some days you're the pigeon, other days you're the statue. It's just, you know, it's just how it goes sometimes. I don't really know that I have anything to change. Like, we had pretty rough beats there. So, like, the blue-white control match that we lost, we drew a bunch of fatal pushes in Damnation game 1, which is just going to happen. Like, wrong half problem. Against that Scape Shift deck, in game 1, we needed to fade a Titan or Escape Shift for 1 turn, and then they drew Titan and they killed us. And then in the second game, obviously, we drew 2 lands and then died. So, we have been the statue a lot today. You're not wrong.